In this video, we're taking a look at a site in Rancho Cucamonga, California that is impossible to miss when driving on historic Route 66, the Cucamonga Service Station. There were once thousands of similar service stations throughout the United States, but the one in Rancho Cucamonga is the last of its type on Route 66 in California. It's amazing that it has survived over a century. We have driven by and admired the station a number of times while checking out Route 66 in the area, but this was the first time we've managed to be there when it was opened. Walking around the station was like stepping back in time. Originally owned by William Harvey, the service station was built in 1915. Harvey ended up owning the station until 1927. There was once a garage in the back that was built in 1916, but it collapsed in 2011. From the 1930s to the 1970s, this was a Richfield Oil Corporation gas station, which is what it's been restored to today. There are lots of vintage Richfield items all over the station, which is a really nice touch. One notable prior owner of the station was Arvid Chief Lewis, who was Rancho Cucamonga's first full-time fire chief. He owned the station from 1945 until 1971. The station closed in the 1970s, but the building somehow managed to survive. The Rancho Cucamonga City Council voted in 2009 to make the station a city landmark, but that designation didn't come with any funds for preservation or restoration. Lamar Advertising had bought the property in 2005, and in 2013 they requested permission to demolish the building. The City Council had denied the request since it had been declared a city historical landmark. Since Lamar was not in the business of historic preservation, they made a deal with Route 66 Inland Empire California, IECA, a local historic preservation nonprofit organization. Lamar donated the property and station to the group with the stipulation that they get to keep a billboard on the lot. Now, with the station owned by a historic preservation group, work began on restoring it. In 2015, the building reopened as a museum. In 2018, the building was listed on the National Register of Historic Places. There are plans to eventually rebuild the garage in the back. Inside the building is a small museum that focuses on the history of the station and the Richfield Oil Company, along with a small gift shop. They also claim to have the cleanest restrooms on Route 66. If you find yourself in the area, the station is open from 10 to 3 on Thursdays through Sunday. But even if it isn't open, it's still great to look around and a worthwhile stop to grab some pictures. It's definitely one of the cooler Route 66 attractions in the area. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week.